If you want to become a sister missionary, I highly recommend you skip this movie. Not because it's bad, but because you will never want to go on a mission ever again. Welcome to the channel. I am BudsterBrown, here to offer casuals and critics a perspective on cinema. Today, giving you all my thoughts on the movie Heretic. And I'm not even gonna say review because I've realized these are more of reactions. I'm just giving you my base thoughts, whether I enjoyed it or not. And I'm wearing a hat today. Why? Because my hair looks like hot garbage and I'm lazy. Let me know what you guys thought about Heretic in the comments down below, whether you saw it or you haven't seen it. I'd really like to hear from you. For those who don't know, Heretic is the story of where two sister missionaries from the Mormon Church, or the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as they like to be referred to, go to teach a man about the LDS doctrine, only to find themselves trapped in the man's house, forced to take part in theological debates. Now, while I understand I'm not the most technical when it comes to reviewing these movies, something I can actually offer this film in particular is the fact that I actually grew up in the Mormon Church, and I'm still technically a member, though I haven't been to church in quite some time at this point. However, my doctrinal knowledge is pretty sound, and the question on all of your minds, or none of your minds, maybe you don't care, is how accurate is this movie to actual sister missionaries? And throughout my life, I've had tons of sister missionaries and elder missionaries come to my house, and we've fed them, we've talked to them, they've given us discussions and lectures and stuff. And the thing that I can praise this movie for the most is how accurate the sister missionaries feel to actual sister missionaries that I've met before. They feel almost as if you really did just pluck them from the mission field and now they're in this movie. While some people disagree, for sure, I actually think that it captures sister missionaries very well. I will say it is a little weird that the first discussion they have is about penis sizes. Like, it's something that would maybe happen on the mission, but it's not like the first thing that you would really think of when you're opening up a discussion about sister missionaries. But overall, I do think that conversation at the beginning worked to set up the movie's themes, set up the character struggles, and it kind of made sense by the end of it. So while I was initially turned off, it ended up being okay for me. And doctrinally as well, I don't think that they really had too many fumbles. They might have gotten some of the culture wrong, but I mean, culture is so subjective and it changes from areas to area. So some of the criticisms that I never really experienced in the church that they poke at are true in other places. So I don't really think that there is anything that was overall super inaccurate. And if it was inaccurate, it was told to the audience by the movie's main villain, Mr. Reed, played by Hugh Grant, who does a phenomenal job of just being this likable, charming guy. And you believe him when he says his wife is in the kitchen making blueberry pie. Come on in, I'll take your coats, because I have a sister who went on a mission, and that is a very important rule. You cannot go into the house unless there is another woman present in the house. And so I do really actually like how they ended up following those rules and playing with them, so that even if you are turned off by some of the things doctrinally or some of the things culturally that they point against the church, it does feel very accurate. And so if you were ever in that situation on a religious mission, whether you're part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints or not, you could relate to this being a horrifying, scary situation. And I've always found myself being like, man, if I was a sister missionary, I would be incredibly nervous myself. Another thing I really like about Hugh Grant's portrayal in this movie is that he really captures the subtleties of when he is taken aback during one of these intellectual sparring sessions between him and the sisters, where you can tell, ooh, they got to him a little bit there, really pointing out some of the hypocrisies in his arguments, while he also does make some good points. And that's really my favorite part about this movie, as someone who is exploring his own spirituality, trying to find out what's true, what's not, what religion is right, what religion is wrong. This movie really threw a bunch of interesting ideas for me to sort of think about, and things that I have thought about, and seeing them go back and forth was really just interesting to me for the type of person that I am. And on a more just like objectively good note, not just things that subjectively interest me, is the tension that is being built up, the atmosphere that is being built up is so eerie and so foreboding that you just know something really bad is about to happen to these poor sister missionaries, and they do a really good job making them likable and sympathetic, even if you don't agree with who they are as people. That first half was all killer, no filler. I was invested, I was in deep, even though it was just mostly dialogue and a couple of room changes. I was just enthralled with what the movie was going for. And while the end is a little bit ambiguous and the second half isn't quite as good, I was still invested invested, I was still intrigued, and I like how it doesn't necessarily come down hard on one side or the other on, is religion right? Is religion wrong? It leaves it up to you. So if you're like an atheist walking into the movie or something, I don't know, you could be like, aha, I was right. And if you are a member of the Church of Jesus Christ, the Latter-day Saints, you could be like, hey, this proves my point about godlessness or whatever you want to say. There's something there for everyone. Now, while I really enjoyed this movie, while I thought it was really great, this movie is certainly not for everyone though, despite there being a lot of things that can appeal to a lot of people. Main thing being, it's a really slow movie. Like I said, lots of talking, lots of intellectual discussions, not a whole lot of scenery changes in the movie. If you're not invested in what they're talking about, if you're not feeling the tension, if you're waiting for something big and super crazy to happen, and there are some things in the back half of the movie that are pretty wild, you're gonna be a little disappointed. You might feel like you're just being lectured or preached to, and you're like in college where they're having this religious theological debate and you're like, I have to participate. And if that doesn't sound interesting to you, it won't be. You will be bored out of your flippin' mind. If you're someone who likes their movies to come down hard on something, to really just drive those themes home, message, this movie is not going to do it for you as well. And while I wouldn't normally give this content warning, if you're a member of the church specifically, there are a couple of things that are inaccurate, like the portrayal of an elder in the movie. There should be two. No fetch. What the heck? Every missionary I know says fetch. Didn't write that in the script. A little bit of a missed opportunity there, but more importantly, it's not a glowing review of the church. They go over some of the things that the church did wrong, sometimes inaccurately, to be fair, but they do go over some of those things. They don't just blindly praise the church in all of its glory. It's not something that definitively says the church is the true church, or the church is super great, or that faith is what's super important at all. It lets you, the audience, decide. And if you're someone who's religious and really wanted some confirmation there, you might not get it because it doesn't explicitly state one thing or the other. And it is worth knowing that you could go in and, well, think it's heresy. That being said, I still had a blast watching it. It's one of my favorite horror movies of the year, and if it sounds interesting to you, I highly recommend you check it out. And hey, that's the video, and I've noticed that I've gotten a lot of new subscribers lately due to my 31 on 31 video and my Terrifier 3 short. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. I want to make more content for you guys that you'd like. So whoever comments first on like the next video they want to see from me or anything, I'll do that video. Unless it's like something crazy weird, I'll actually do it, whether it's a retro review, new review, ranking video, whatever you guys want, I'll do it for you. I want to serve my audience. I want to engage with you guys in the comments. I want you guys to like my channel and be satisfied with my content. That's what I care about. So please let me know in the comments down below what you guys want to see me do next. With that, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you later.